Screen കാണുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. Okay, we are starting the class now. Okay, this is the introduction to R programming. R programming is basically deals with the data analytics. Can handle data files like CSV, text files, etc. It is a powerful language. R is a language and environment for statistical computing and graphics. That means it is large graphical functions are available like Python. Okay, നമ്മുടെ ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ലാർജ് ഡേറ്റാസ് ആണ്. ഈ ലാർജ് ഡേറ്റാസ് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പൈത്തണിനെ പോലെ ഏറ്റവും പവർഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ലാംഗ്വേജ് ആണ് ആർ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. ആർ ലാംഗ്വേജിൽ ഒരുപാട് ഗ്രാഫിക്കൽ ഫങ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ നമുക്ക് ഡേറ്റ ഈസിലി ആയിട്ട് ഗ്രാഫിക്കൽ റെപ്രസെന്റേഷനും ആൻഡ് ഇന്റർപ്രിട്ടേഷനും ഈസിലി പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജ് ആണ് ആർ. അപ്പൊ ഏറ്റവും വൈഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഡേറ്റ അനലറ്റിക്സ്, ഡേറ്റ മൈനിങ് ആൻഡ് മിഷൻ ലേണിംഗ് പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് എല്ലാം യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആർ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് ആണ്. വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കോഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജ് ആണ് ആർ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ്. സോ ഡേറ്റ അനലറ്റിക്സ് പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവില് ആർ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് എങ്ങനെ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് നമുക്ക് ഈ മോഡ്യൂളിനകത്ത് പഠിക്കാനുള്ളത്, 5th മോഡ്യൂളിനകത്ത്. Okay, first we are starting with the data import and export functions. Okay, that means we having a large amount of data in our file like CSV files or text files, etc. These data can be imported to our data frame. Okay, so what import functions or export functions can be used in our programming? That is we are dealing with first topic. Okay, that is a data import and export. So for reading an entire data set into a data frame, we are using a function read.csv. Okay, clear? Okay, here we are using a function read.csv. How it can be used as? Okay, in this example we can see that sales, an arrow mark, a read.csv function in the bracket, we are specifying that CSV file, including the path. Okay. Okay. Here we are using an arrow mark. Arrow mark is act as an assignment operator. Okay. In our programming, we are using arrow mark as an assignment operator. Okay. Oh, in this example, we can see that sales, arrow mark, read.csv, in the bracket we have specified the file name including its path. Okay, here specifying c.data/yearly_sales.csv. Okay, our data is stored in the CSV file name as yearly_sales. That data can be imported and saved into sales data frame. That is the use of this function. Okay, so in this function we can see that the entire path can be included in the bracket. Okay, to avoid this we can use a function setwd. Setwd is a set working directory. Okay, if we are providing set working directory before read.csv, then we can only specify the file name only. We cannot specify the entire data path. Clear? Okay, for first example we can see that sales, arrow mark, read.csv, an entire path name. Okay, instead of providing this, we can give setw function before this statement. Setw is the current working directory. Then we can provide read.csv. It only include the name of the file only, that is yearly.sales.csv. We can't provide the entire path name. Okay, clear? Okay, this is the first data import function used in data R programming. Okay, read.csv. Some other functions are there that can be in the next slide. Okay, some other functions are read.table and read.dlim. Okay, which are intended to import other common file types such as text files. You can also read the CSV files also. Okay, so first we can see that a simple read function read.csv function, it can read a CSV file. If we want to read a text files, we can use read.table, also read.dlim function. Okay, some commonly used import functions in our programs are listed in the table. Okay, function, header, separator, and decimal point. Okay, and this header, separator, and decimal point is the default values of the read function. Okay, by default, what is the value? That is indicating in the table header, separator, decimal point. Okay, here specifying 5 functions. That is read.table, read.csv, read.csv2, read.dlim function, read.dlim2. These all functions are using to import data from a file. Either you can use a text file or you can use a CSV file. Okay, its specifications are by default values are given in the table. It's header, separator, and decimal point. That means if you are using a read.table function, by default header value will be false. That means suppose if you are specifying a data in a file, its first row is, for example, a student data is stored in a student file. First is a roll number, then after that we are specifying a list of roll number and name, then a list of name. Okay, if you are specifying a false value, by default header value is false, then first row will be displayed is the roll number, name, etc., etc. Okay, that is the meaning of header value will be false. If you are using header value as true, then means first row will be named as label 1, label 2, label 3, etc. That is the difference between header values false and header values true. Is it clear? Once again, if you are specifying header value false and true, that means having a set of data and in its column headings are, for example, if a data file having student detail, its column headings are roll number, name, etc. If you are specifying header value as false, then this header will be, that is roll number, name will be displayed first. First row will be displayed. If your header value is true, instead of listing the first row, it specifies label 0, label 1, label 2, etc. That is the difference between specifying false and true. Okay. So, first function read.table header, by default header value is false and separator will be a space. That means each column separation will be a space bar. That is indicating as a separator. And if it is a numerical file, then decimal point will be a period. That is a dot. Dot operator is a decimal point. This is a by default value in the case of a read table function. Clear? Okay. Next is a read.csv. Okay. In the case of read.csv, by default header value will be true and each column separator will be comma. Comma operator is the column separator and the decimal point will be a period operator, that is a dot. That is a default value of read.csv function. And next is the read.csv2 function, and in that the by default header value is true and each column can be separated using a semicolon and the decimal point is indicating by a comma operator. Okay, this is the difference between both CSV and CSV2. In CSV and CSV2, the case of a numerical data, the decimal point is indicated as a comma operator. Okay, look that difference. Okay, by default value in CSV2, the decimal point is indicated as a comma operator. Okay, next read.dlim function. In read.dlim function, by default, the header value will be true and each column can be separated by a tab operator. Slash t is the tab. Okay, each column separation is a tab, and the numerical, in the case of a numerical value, the decimal point will be indicated as a period operator or a dot operator. Okay, and in the case of a delim2 function, read dot delim2 function, by default header is true, and each column can be separated using slash t operator, and the decimal point is indicated as a comma operator. Clear? These are the major data import functions used in R programming. Okay, import functions means, once again, an import functions mean we can import a set of data from a file to our data frame, so that we can first use an object sales. Okay, for example, sales, then arrow mark operator, then specifying the import functions. Okay, here in the table specifying the major import functions, some of the major import functions used in R programming. Here 5 import functions are specified: read.table, read.csv, read.csv2, read.dealing function, read.dealing2. Okay, its difference is the default value specified is the difference. Okay, by default, what are the values specified in header, separator, and decimal point? Clear in this table? Okay. Anybody having doubt? Everybody clear? Clear, everybody?
Okay, we say okay.
Okay, okay. Then start the next topic. Okay. Okay, next is what are the attributes and data types used in R programming? This is an important question, can be asked in examination. Okay, previous year question, choice question, what are the attribute and data types used in R programming? It's very important question. Okay, the attributes can be categorized into 4 types: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Okay, there are 4 types of attributes. Once again, nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. And it simply we can say that NOIR, NOIR. Okay, but easily there's a short form NOIR. Okay, 4 types: nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. In what way they are different? That can be discussed in the next slide. Okay, these are the important table. The examination, if this question is asked, you can copy this table exactly. It's very important table. Okay. Okay, first 2 data attributes, nominal and ordinal, specifies categorical values. That means qualitative values, and the attribute interval and ratio specifies the numeric values. That is mean quantitative. Okay, so there are 4 types, and first 2 types is exclusively for categorical values. That means qualitative values, and last 2 types, interval and ratio, is exclusively used for numeric values. Okay, first we can look for what is a nominal. Its definition: the values present labels that distinguish one from another. That means, for example, suppose we are using a zip code, nationality, street name. That's a character, a group of character. That means a string value. Okay, that can be used as a nominal. Okay, for example, zip code, nationality, street name, gender name, employee ID, numbers, true or false. These are the nominal attribute type. And the operators used for the nominal types are equal to and not equal to. That means for a 2 string checking. Okay, these are exclusively used for these 2 operators. Equal to and not equal to are used for nominal values, nominal attributes types. And next is the ordinal. Ordinal means attributes imply a sequence. That means a quality of, for example, a quality of diamond, academic grade. That means academic grade like A, B, A plus, C plus, that grades, magnitude of earthquake, that can be represented as an ordinal attributes. The operator used for this ordinal values are equal to, not equal to, and comparison operator, less than or equal to, greater than or greater than or equal to. That means suppose if for a grade of some persons A and A plus plus, we can use the comparison operator there. Okay, so that is the difference between nominal and ordinal. Nominal is a string name. Okay, zip code, nationality, street name, etc. That is a nominal. Both are categorical values, but in the case of ordinal, it is a imply a sequence. Okay, the sequence, that means a grade of a student, A plus, etc. are a sequence. For comparing this, we can use the operator equal to, not equal to, less than operator, or greater than or equal to operators. Okay, these two are categorical attribute types used in R programming, nominal and ordinal. Okay, next look for the numeric attributes used in R programming. There are two numeric attributes, that is interval and ratio. Okay, an interval means the difference between two values are meaningful. That means we are using a temperature in Celsius or a Fahrenheit, calendar, date, latitude. These are the examples for using interval attributes. And the operators used are equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, all comparison operator. And in addition to that, addition and suppression, plus and minus operations. These two are used for interval attribute type. And next is the ratio. Ratio is the both the difference and ratio of two values. Okay, that is the difference between interval and ratio. Here we can use difference of two number, also the ratio of two values. These are used in ratio attributes. Age, temperature in Kelvin, count, length, weight are the examples. And the operator using all arithmetic operators, plus, equal, plus, minus, into, divide operator, all are used in ratio operator. Okay, for both interval and ratio, the difference is that for interval we can only use the difference between two values are meaningful. In the case of ratio, the difference and the ratios of two values are meaningful. Okay, so in the case of ratio, we can use both logical operators, comparison operator, and mathematical operators, plus, minus, into, and multiplication and division operator. Okay, these are the numerical attribute types used in R programming. Okay, by default we can categorize the attributes types in R programming as 4 types: NOIR, nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. And first two, nominal and ordinal, exclusive for categorical data, and last two, interval and ratio, is exclusively used for numeric data. And this difference and its examples and operations supported in these attributes are explained in this table. Okay, this is a very important question, attributes types used in R programming. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear? Please respond.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Next, numeric, character, and logical data types used in R programming. Okay. Like other programming language, R support the use of numeric, character, and logical or Boolean values. For example, okay, just specify all other programming language use ചെയ്യുന്ന എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ഇതിനകത്തും യൂസ് ചെയ്യും. ന്യൂമറിക്കും ക്യാരക്ടറും ലോജിക് ബൂലിയൻ വാല്യൂസ് എല്ലാം ഇതിനകത്തും യൂസ് ചെയ്യും. Some examples are given in this like R code. First example, I arrow mark 1. That means I equal to 1. Here R programming we are using arrow mark as an assignment operator. By default, it created numeric variable. Okay, here we are assigning the variable I as 1, I as 1, it create a numeric variable. And second example, sports equal to, within quotes, we can provide a string value football. Okay, by default, it can be treated as a character variable. And next, we can assign a flag equal to true. That means it creates a logical variable. Okay, like other programming languages, it can support all numeric, character, logical data types. Here showing some examples only. I is equal to 1. By default, it can be taken as a numerical value. Suppose is equal to, just specifying some string in a code. By default, it can be taken as a character variable. And next one is the flag equal to 2. By default, it can be taken as a logical variable. Okay, some function next. Here we're providing some functions that checking the type of a variable. There are two functions in R programming for checking the type of a variable. That is class function and type of function that examine the characteristics of a given variable. Suppose if you are using a variable I is equal to 1, we can check what type of variable it is. So we can use a function. Okay, like C programming or C++ programming, first we are declaring a variable int I. Okay, here no declaration is needed, just we can put a value. By default, it can be takes the type of the variable. So suppose if we are using I is equal to 1, then we are using a function class of I. It returns a numeric value. Okay, suppose if you are using a type of I, it returns a double. That means, what is the difference between this class function and type of function means, class function gives the major object category and type of functions gives how it is stored in a memory. Okay, in a memory, by default, the value of I will be stored as a double value. Okay, basically, this I belongs to numeric. That category is listed in the class function. But in the case of a type of function, this type of functions express how this value will be stored in a memory. In memory, this I is stored as a double value. By default, it can be taken as a double value. Okay. But in the class function, it is categorized as a, generally this double is come under numeric category. That is give us as a class function. That is a basic difference. Okay. And class of suppose, it returns a character. And type of suppose, it returns a character. Both are equal. Okay. In the case of a logical value, we are specifying a class of flag value, it returns a logical. Type of a flag, it returns a logical. Okay. And the difference in the case of a integer case, that means a numeric case, okay, in the case of I value, class of I, it returns, basically it is a numeric character, but in the memory, it's stored as a double. That is the difference between the class of function and type, class of function and type of function in the case of a numeric value. Okay, these are the major functions used in R programming for checking the type of a variable. Two functions, class and type of. Okay, next, additional R function that exists that can be text the variable and coerce a variable into a specific type. Okay, next we can check whether that variable is which type. Okay, for that we are using a function is integer I. It returns a false. That means it is not an integer. I is by default, it is stored in memory as a double. That also we can shown in the previous slide. Type of I, it returns a double. The type of I is double. So in this next slide, we can check what type the variable I, so that we can use the function is dot integer I. That means I integer ano in check you are. Okay, by default, I store it can be stored as a double. So I integer ano. No, it returns a false value. Clear? Okay, but type integer type check similarly, use type check type of functions use അല്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? ഈസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. ഈസ് ഇന്റിജർ ഓഫ് ഐ മീൻസ് ഐ ഇന്റിജർ ആണോ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുക. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദിസ് ഐ ഈസ് നോട്ട് ആൻ ഇന്റിജർ, ഇറ്റ് റിട്ടേൺസ് എ ഫോൾസ് വാല്യൂ. ഓക്കെ, so by default എന്താ? Integer is saved as a double value. Okay, so we can convert the integer value, so I double value of I into integer. We can use a function as dot integer. That means we can assign j equal to as dot integer of I. That means coerces contents of I into an integer. Okay, I double ആണ്, ആ double value of I നെ integer ആക്കി മാറ്റുക, coerces. Okay, as dot integer. Okay, and this is assigned in the variable j. J is equal to as dot integer I. It convert double value of I into integer. Then next we can check is dot integer function of j. It returns a true. Clear? Okay, so by default I double ആണ്. Okay, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കാം, ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം, ഈസ് ഡോട്ട് ഇന്റിജർ ഐ ഇന്റിജർ ആണോ എന്ന്. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് റിട്ടേൺ കിട്ടുന്നത് എന്താ? ഇറ്റ് റിട്ടേൺസ് എ ഫോൾസ്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? ടൈപ്പ് കൺവേർഷൻ, അതിനാണ് coerces the content എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. coerces a variable into a specific type. ഒരു ടൈപ്പിൽ നിന്ന് വേറൊരു ടൈപ്പിലേക്ക് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യുക, ടൈപ്പ് കൺവേർഷൻ ആണ് coerce a variable into a specific type. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ ഇന്റിജർ ഐ ഇന്റിജർ അല്ല, ബൈ ഡീഫോൾട്ട് ആയിട്ട് ഡബിൾ ആയിട്ടാ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യണേ. സോ അതിനെ നമുക്ക് ഇന്റിജർ ആയിട്ട് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണ് ആസ് ഡോട്ട് ഇന്റിജർ ഐ. സോ ഐ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ഐ ഇന്റിജർ ആയിരിക്കുന്ന, സോറി ഡബിൾ ആയിരിക്കുന്ന ഐനെ ഇന്റിജർ ആക്കി കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ജയില് സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്തു. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ടൈപ്പ് കൺവേർഷൻ ഈസ് ഹാപ്പൻഡ്. ഓക്കെ, നെക്സ്റ്റ് വി ക്യാൻ ചെക്ക് ജെയുടെ ടൈപ്പ് നമ്മൾ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കാം. ഈസ് ഡോട്ട് ഇന്റിജർ ജെ, ഇറ്റ് റിട്ടേൺസ് എ true. Clear? Okay, these are the functions used for checking whether it is what type of data and how to convert one data into another type. That is the type conversion. Clear? Clear everybody? Is it clear everybody?
Yes, yes.
Any doubt? These portions? Time is over. I think 10:42. Mubarak sir is ready for the. ഇതുവരെ പറഞ്ഞത് ക്ലിയർ ആണോ?
ആണ് മിസ്.